What's up, poker people? My name's Wes, and this is my poker vlog. Today we've got a 5-5 no limit hold'em cash game session coming to you from Prime Social in Houston, Texas. I'm gonna buy into the game for $5,000. In today's episode, we're gonna see Josue trying to redeem himself. We're also gonna see a bunch of people playing pocket pairs the wrong way, and most importantly, we have Albert back. That's right, Albert makes his return after taking a hiatus from playing poker. He's going to be playing in the game and he's going to be doing his usual Albert stuff. So buckle up, let's go. All right, it's our first hand and Josue has pocket kings. This hand actually folded to Albert, who was on the button, and he raised it up with queen deuce. Josue is going to 3-bet kings in the small blind. Albert has been not playing in my game, but he has been playing in his home game once a week. So it's not like he hasn't been playing any poker. He just hasn't been coming out publicly and playing in the card rooms. And he's ready to play some poker. So he's going to make the call with queen deuce on the button. It was a 3-bet to 130, and Albert flops the flush draw. So we have the classic overpair against the flush draw where nobody's going anywhere and money's going to be put in this pot for sure. Josue makes a good c-bet. Albert's never folding. Sometimes he might raise, but he decides he's just going to call 130. The pot's 535 going into the turn. Oh, the turn's a queen. That gives Albert a pair. That really just makes his hand even easier to play. He's probably just going to continue to call. Sometimes he might raise, but I think he just wants somebody with maybe ace-king just to keep betting. So Josue has a decision to make on how much to bet. He should definitely bet this turn card. Let's see what he does. Josue bets 500. He bets pot. I guess he just wants his hand to end right now. It's kind of a big bet against a board that doesn't necessarily have a lot of hands that can call him. Albert happens to have the one hand that can call. Let's see the river. The river's another queen, and Josue goes all in. Albert snap calls with trip queens, and Josue's gonna lose a 2.3K pot with his pocket kings. Albert's back, baby. Josue is so busy texting about his loss that he's now gonna limp queen jack suited, a top 8% hand. He just limps it in the small blind, doesn't even put a raise. Now he flops an open ender with 2 overs and he checks. He's just gonna check call and he turns the nuts. Watch this. He's like, oh yeah, okay. Oh. He flops or turns the absolute nuts while being super not aggressive in this hand. Will checks back. He's only got a pair of deuces, but he rivers trips. This is the perfect card for Josue to get paid off. Josue bombs it. There's only 45 in the pot. He's going to make it 75. I know this is a small pot, and there's not a lot of hands that can really call an overbet. I mean, maybe because it's only $75. But if this pot was 500, no one's going to call 750. But Will has the one hand that can call trip deuces, and Josue is going to take down a $195 pot. Now it's my turn to get into the action. I've got queen 9 suited. Gonna open it up. Raise to $25. Gets around to Connor. He actually 3-bets me to 125 from the big blind, and I call. Flop king 10-7. It gives me a gut shot, but also a backdoor flush draw. If he c-bets, I'm not ready to fold just yet. Especially since Connor down bets to 125 into a pot that already had 380. It's a pretty small bet. I'm definitely going to call and see if I can turn some sort of straight. I turn the second nut straight with queen 9. Ace queen would be the nuts. But I do have a backdoor flush draw that now is coming in. At least the draw is there. Now I don't know Connor has the bigger flush draw, but this seems like a great turn card for me. Connor decides he's gonna go ahead and bet this turn card. He did pick up equity. He can now hit a queen or a heart to have the best hand. The problem with betting this turn card is this board really smacks the hands that I'm gonna open and call a 3-bet with. But before I get into that, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications. Okay, back to the hand. This really smacks me. It puts him in a tough position if I continue because he just has ace high. Now, I actually raised to 1.1k. He bet 450. And you're going to see how tough this spot is because he did decide to bet this turn. He has the ace high flush draw, and he's kind of forced to either fold or put it in with an 18% draw. I think he could have check called this turn and the hand would have played a little bit better for him if he wanted to continue, but he's basically turned his hand into a complete bluff because he can't call my bet without going all in for 1.5k, and he doesn't seem like he wants to do that with just the ace high flush draw. It could be drawn pretty thin, as for example, if I had a straight, which I do. So Connor's going to think about it for a bit. I think he's probably a little bit wishing he hadn't made such a big bet on the turn. He does make the fold, and I take down the $2,000 pot. I put the $50 straddle on in this hand. Albert puts the traditional $120 re-straddle on next to me. Ian looks down at pocket fours. He's going to raise it up. He makes it $325 to go pre-flop with pocket fours. I'm out of the way. It's over to Albert, who originally straddled for $120. He's got queen 10 offsuit, and he's going to defend his straddle. $740 pot going to the flop. Flop of Jack 10-7. This does not help Ian at all. Albert checks. Ian's gonna c-bet with 3 overcards to his pocket pair. That's $250. Albert has second pair and he's gonna make the call. We're going to a turn card. Oh, can you imagine if that was a 4? Now Ian has to decide what to do with his pot size bet left behind. Ian's all in. Albert snap calls with just a 10. Ian's going to need to hit a 4 on the river. The river is... That's not a 4. Albert's going to win a 3.4k pot with just a pair of 10s, second pair. Albert doing Albert things. If you guys do not already follow me on Twitter and Instagram, I ask that you do. I do post a lot of poker-related content on both of those accounts. Stuff that I can't post on YouTube. Check it out. Connor's got ace-king and raises it up to $30. He's going to get a couple callers, and we're going to go to the flop. Flop is 8-4-3. Only Chad makes a pair. It's top pair too. Let me check it over to Chad, and he's just going to check on the button with top pair. Turns a 9. This gives me and Albert 2 overs and a gut shot. I'm going to go ahead and lead out. Nobody seems to care about this pot. I make a bet. It's over to Albert. Albert decides to call. We have the same hand going to the river, because Connor's going to fold ace-king in this spot. Chad folds his pair. The river's an ace, and this card doesn't really seem to help anybody's range. I don't see any reason to bet this card. I just check it over to Albert. Albert's going to bet $225, and I instantly cut off a call.
I mean, Wes can't call this.
Of course not.
I mean,
he could raise, which would be gross.
Yeah. Which
It's only
don't
table
put that out of
dynamics.
his. Yeah.
I mean,
Don't put that out of Wes's.
did he call him
Oh,
with queen
wow.
high? Did he call him with queen high?
Unless
The board's wrong.
No, or unless the cards are wrong.
Stop!
Oh no!
I love it. I love it.
it.
Oh, they're going to give Connor another chance to play ace-king. He would have hit the river on that last hand. He would have spiked an ace in the river. But in this one, he's going to raise it up to 30. Derek has the pocket fours. He decides to 3-bet to 125. I don't want to say this is a bad play. It's not a bad play. But I just don't think it's necessary in these cash games. We're so deep that you can call. You're going to call with a lot of your range, actually. You don't need to, 3-bet or fold a hand like this, but he does bloat the pot. And it comes ace, king, 9. So there's 3 clubs. Nobody has a club. Connor has the best hand, and Derek is drawing pretty thin. Because even if he does hit the 4 clubs, he's probably not going to be able to value bet it. So Connor's going to go ahead and check it over to Derek. I think if you 3-bet this hand pre-flop, this is the kind of flop you should bet. And you don't have to bet very big because of all the clubs. You can get somebody to fold some pocket pairs that don't have a club in it that beats you. He bets 265, which is actually a pretty big bet, and he gets called by Connor. Turn. Oh, it's that 3 of spades again. Man, if that was a 4. If 3 of spades was somehow a 4, this would have been a much more interesting vlog. Connor checks again. It's over to Derek. If this was me, I guess I'd be done. Yeah, I'm just done with this hand. I check. I'm praying for a 4. No, just an ace on the river. Connor basically has the absolute nuts and has no way of getting paid off in this hand. The pot's 800, and Connor's gonna make a cute little bet here of 125. Oh, sorry, 150. He's just trying to get Derek to do something stupid, like put a whole mound of black chips in the middle with pocket 4s. Derek raises to 1.2k. Connor tanks for a while and ships it in, and Derek realizes his mistake. He can't even call for the few hundred he has behind. He's disgusted in this sick cooler. Joking around now, but he's going to make the fold, and Connor's going to win a pretty good hand in a spot where he should have never gotten another penny. Connor has ace-4 suited and raises it up to $30. Derek's looking down at another small pair and decides again to 3-bet. I'm just going to say again, I don't think you need to do this in these cash games. But Josue has the real hand, pocket kings. He's going to let Derek know right away with a 4-bet, cold 4-bet from the under the gun straddle to 350. Derek has 2k that he's getting chips for right there, so he's actually 2k deep, 2.2k. He's not deep enough to set mine, and he doesn't really have a good enough hand to try to play against Josue, but for some reason he does make the call, and we're going to a flop kings versus 5s. Oh, there's a 5 on the flop, but there's a king right behind it. Set over set. Josue with top set, Derek with bottom set. The pot's 740. Josue decides to bet 300. His pre-flop 4-bet was to 350. It is a down bet, but I think he could have gone even smaller. He basically has the board locked up. It's okay to be exploitative in these spots and in these games in general. He doesn't have to, really play a range the same way. He could play a hand like ace king differently than top set. But Derek's gonna call because he's got a set, of course. Can he turn? No, he cannot turn quads, which is what he's gonna need. Pot has 1.3, Josue has 1.1, and he just goes all in. Basically, the only hand that can call him is another set, which is what Derek has. The river's an 8, and Josue's just gonna win a 3.6k pot, set over set. You can see here that there's a $20 and $50 straddle. I'm gonna make it 150 with my mystery hand, and you'll see Derek has actually changed seats. He now is on my left. We're talking a little bit here in this hand. We're gonna be talking a lot during this hand. He decides he's gonna 3-bet me with ace 9 offsuit. He makes it 420. With a 2k stack, I just think this is a little bit too much. We're not quite deep enough for him to be goofing off with this type of hand, but let's see how it goes. The flop is 5-6-4. This is a flop that should help nobody. I'm probably going to be checking here almost every hand I ever play, so I'm going to check over to Derek, and he's going to check behind. You can see we're talking a little bit. Now, the queen is a card that is in both of our range as the raiser and the 3-better. I check, and he checks again. The river's another queen. Now, I don't think he has a queen. He would have bet any queen he had on the turn. He may not have much of a hand at all. It's the fact that he didn't c-bet. I asked Connor, what was the bet you made? I'm trying to joke around with Derek that I'm trying to get him to blast off. So I bet 125 into this pot. He has to see how much I have. Started to, break down my stack and then realized I had no reason to do that. So we're talking a little bit back and forth. You can't tell, but Derek's definitely a little bit confused. He just has ace high and he makes the call. What do I have? Pocket aces. I was trying to get him to blast off the entire time. Gave him some rope, but he didn't take it. And against his exact hand, I guess I played it the best way possible and only got one bet after the 3-bet pre-flop. In this session, I spent most of the day stuck at like 3K. I missed a bunch of hands. I actually had trouble finding hands that I could use of me playing for this vlog because I'd have ace king and miss, ace queen and miss. And none of my small pocket pairs or suited connectors were hitting anything. After the stream, I did flop a bottom set of deuces and played a huge pot. Won the hand and got back to 6K, so I was up $1,000. But about 45 minutes later, flush over flush. I had Jack 9 of diamonds against ace queen of diamonds, and we both turned our flush. I lost a pretty good pot. I ended up the night down $800, which I was actually okay with since I spent most of the night stuck 2K and frustrated. And that's how the night ended up. A negative $800 loss. Guys, check out my live stream. I live stream on Wednesdays and Saturdays at Prime Social on their YouTube channel. That's where this footage is coming from. Come check us out and chat and watch live. There's a lot more hands that I can't put in the vlog that you'll be seeing live that are crazy. Come check it out.